it was the way I made most of my money. And again, I did not go into it willingly. I learned so much of it from a YouTube university. I learned a lot. Peace and grace is TAHIRA. TAHIRA. I spell my name with all capital letters. Yes, that's my legal government name. TAHIRA, TAHIRA, all capital letters. And I use capital letters because I have big blessings in my life, making a living as an artist, doing what I love as an artist, storyteller, musician, vocalist, and hoping to inspire others to do the same. 3 ways I made money as an artist during the pandemic and how you can too. Number 1, grants. There were and still are grants available through art organizations, state art council, city government, federal government, philanthropists that are targeted toward artists who were adversely affected during the pandemic. How do you find out about these grants? You know, the internet is your friend, but a really good source is your state art council, wherever you are, and this is for those in the United States, wherever you are, whatever state you are, every state has an art council. And in that art council, there is some staff that is dedicated to artist service. So, number 1, grants. And some of those grant applications are super easy. Some of those that are, another source was artist collectives. And some of those applications were super easy. Just a matter of just like the demographics, a really short narrative. It was a simple Google form that you completed. Others, you know, when is your firstborn child information as a part of their application. So it varies in terms of what they were asking for. But there were and still are many, but your state's art council is a wonderful source for those grants. 2, small business development center. Usually it's always tied to a school, a university, but the Small Business Development Center is an arm, is the educational arm, I guess it's the language, educational arm or service arm of the federal government's Small Business Administration. So the Business Development Center is connected to a university. Go to them, ask them about grants. Not necessarily specific to artists, but specific to business. And artists, we are business owners. That's probably a video for another time. But as a person who is in the business of providing a service, an artist should provide a service, you can go to your Small Business Development Center and get information about grants. That's number 1, grants. Number 2 is loans. And I understand it's like, I don't want to owe anybody money. I don't want to go the process of going through a loan application. But there were special loans targeted for those businesses, again, artists, your business, who are adversely affected by the pandemic. And those loans often have a built-in component where they are forgivable, where they could turn into a grant. And again, best source of information about that is your Small Business Development Center. And I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything from the Small Business Development Center. It is a wonderful resource for business owners. I'll say it again, artists, you run a business. So grants, loans, and the very third way I made money during the pandemic was offering virtual programs. And I did not go into this new way of doing business openly. I had a lot of resistance. I make my living as a storyteller and performing and teaching artists, and I am used to being in people's breath space. Virtual programs is very hard. Learning new technology, buying equipment, figuring out a way to reshape, reframe my program so that it's just as dynamic in the virtual space as it is in the in-person space. And those virtual offerings came in the form of like recorded programs where a client would buy it, is already, packaged, and here's a recording. And the second type of virtual program that I offered was, of course, live streamed. I'm live and there's an audience somewhere watching me. What was another way? Recorded, live stream. I feel like sometimes it's a combination thereof, a hybrid, where there's a portion that's recorded and then I come on live to answer questions and interact with the audience live. So virtual programs was the way I made most of my money. And again, I did not go into it willingly. I learned so much of it from a YouTube university. I learned a lot. And there are people, whatever you want to know, somebody's already done it, and you can find out what that is, right? So you have to put in the time. There's no way around that. And in terms of like buying equipment, sometimes it could be simple, because now, smartphones are so very smart that you could probably get by with a smartphone and a microphone or an AirPod, like something as simple as that. But offering virtual programs was very lucrative for me, to be very honest. And I don't see that going away as things begin to open up. I don't see virtual programs going away. And when I realized too how much I saved by not traveling, it blew my mind. I didn't even realize how much I was spending on gas, how much I was spending on tolls, and then the time and energy it takes to travel. I never factored that in. Whenever you commit your time to something, that's money. Wherever you're putting your time, that's money. And so the time it was taking me to travel, I realized when I had to go to 100% virtual programs that I was saving so much money. So I don't see that going away in my business. I don't see that going away at all. I think there will always be an offering from me of recorded programs and live streaming. Of course, when things open back up, I would love to be in front of a live audience, and that's wonderful. But virtual programs are not going away. They're not. But in the end, in addition to those three sources, grants, loans, and pivoting to virtual programs, I believe what it took for me to be prosperous during the pandemic as an artist is the things that it takes to be an artist in the first place. It took creativity, making something out of nothing. We do that every day. It took innovation, doing something in a new way, and patience, which is something I continue to work on, especially being patient with myself, being gentle with myself, that this is a new thing, moving at a pace that is reasonable, being patient with myself, and overcoming fear. Well, that is definitely a video, a whole subject, or could be a whole topic in another video. But overcoming the fear, just fear of I remember just signing on initially to some of the platforms when I was doing virtual programs, like 40 minutes, hour early, just so anxious about it all. Can they see me? Can they hear me? It was a lot of fear. A lot of anxiety, but overcoming that was critical. But isn't that really what it takes to be an artist, and what we have to employ every day? Creativity, innovation, patience, and overcoming fear. So you got this, you could do this, you can do this, you can do this. It's not over. Even as things are opening up, it's still, many venues are shut, many venues that offer performing artists are still closed down, but they will, and at least as of the time of this video being recorded. But even as things open up, there's still going to be some limitations, and understand that. So I think these things are still going to be necessary. So Just keep at it. Don't give up. And do it. What ways have you made money during the pandemic? Comment below. Please share. Let's keep this conversation going. If this had value in your life, please be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, stay connected. Remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Peace and grace.